الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome back to Youth Corner with Jaffri Sisters. I am Arisa Jaffri.
And I'm Ariba Jaffri.
Today we are commemorating the Shahadat of Hazrat Muslim.
The people of Kufa heard that Imam Hussein left Medina to come to Mecca. They wrote thousands of letters to him to invite him to Kufa.
The Imam decided to send his cousin Muslim ibn Aqil to Kufa so that Muslim could report to him about their affairs. Hazrat Muslim was the husband of Bibi Ruqayya, daughter of Imam Ali, and they had 4 sons and a daughter.
Let's start our Majlis with Tilawat from Ali Mehdi.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Hazrat Muslim arrived in Kufa, and he was received warm welcomes by the people of Kufa. At the time of his arrival, more than 18,000 people appeared before him and pledged their allegiance to Imam Hussein alayhi salam as their Imam.
Next, let's move on to the Salam.
Hai Akbar, Hai Akbar, Hai Akbar, Hai Akbar. Sugera ko rulata hai ye chaand Muharram ka. Sugera ko rulata hai ye chaand Muharram ka. Sugera ko rulata hai ये चांद मुहर्रम का जब सामने आता है जब सामने आता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का सुगरा को रुलाता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का सुगरा को रुलाता है ये चांद हम सूरत ज़हरा से बाई के बिछड़ने की खातून क़यामत से गरबारे उजड़ने की गरबारे उजड़ने की रूदादे सुनाता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का सुगरा को रुलाता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का करबल की ज़ियारत को जो के तरफती थी शबीर तेरे गम में जो के बरसती थी जो आके बरसती थी उसे आके को भाता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का सुगरा को रुलाता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का इमरान कुशबर को खातून क़यामत को हैदर की कसम मज़हर सरकार रिसालत को सरकार रिसालत को तुर्बत में रुलाता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का सुगरा को रुलाता है ये चांद मुहर्रम का जब सामने आता है जब सामने आता है ये चांद चांद मुहर्रम का
Hazrat Muslim had 18,000 companions with him. But later, when Yazid sent a very evil man as the governor of Kufa named Ibn Ziyad, they got scared away. He arrested Hazrat Muslim and cut his head and threw his body from him. And now I would like to request Ariba Jaffri for the Majlis.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين خاتم النبيين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله طاهرين المعصومين الأجمعين صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Throughout the course of thousands of years, God has not rendered the earth without a holy representative to serve as a function of guidance to mankind. It is due to God's kindness and ultimate mercy that we have been blessed and graced with 1,2400 prophets, including the seal of prophethood, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his progeny. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. A continuation of divine mercy towards us is manifested in the 12 divinely appointed Imams. While we have established the great status held by the Imams and Prophets, we have yet to humble ourselves towards understanding our duties towards them. The most remote and isolated of God's representatives is the Imam of our age. May God hasten his reappearance. And it is a testament to his isolation that despite the passing of centuries, he has yet to gather the necessary numbers of followers to aid his cause and allow for his return. Our duties towards our Imam of time is to become closer to him and to make a stronger bond. But the question is, how can we become closer to our Imam? The first thing when you love and respect someone is you do whatever they like. You make sure your deeds make him happy. You abstain from all those amal which upset him. For example, not praying salat on time, listening to music, and misbehaving with your parents and so on. You fear his anger and you try to not displease him in any way. Secondly, you always remember him. From the first moment you wake up, say salam to your Imam. Assalamu alaikum ya Imam Zamana. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Thirdly, never end your salah without praying for his reappearance. And always pray for his well-being and salamti. And when you truly love your Imam, the best thing you can do is talk about him. Discuss your Imam among friends. Spread his knowledge to others so they can form a strong bond with their Imam as well. It saddens my heart when I see today's youth is naive about their Imam of time. They rather spend hours watching TV or playing video games, but they do not try to get closer to Imam. They are not thirsty to gain any kind of religious knowledge. Why, they forget who we are. We are nothing without our Imam. When we look at Karbala, we see that only the best of people followed their Imam, and there were only 72 followers. Karbala gives us the lesson of how to follow your Imam, no matter how difficult it is. Among the people who followed Imam Hussein, and among the people who left Medina with Imam Hussein, we see a very brave soldier whose name is Hazrat Muslim. When Yazid asked Imam for bayat, he refused, and Imam decided to leave Medina and go to Mecca. The people of Kufa heard that Imam Hussein left Medina and came to Mecca. They wrote thousands of letters to him to invite him to Kufa. Every letter said, "O Imam, we don't have a leader. We need a leader like you. O Imam, we don't have a guide. We need an Imam like you. We are ready to do your bayat." The Imam decided to send his cousin Muslim ibn Aqil to Kufa so that Muslim alayhi salam could report about their affairs. Hazrat Muslim was the husband of Bibi Ruqayya, who is a daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Bibi Ruqayya is also the sister of Mullah Abbas. Hazrat Muslim and Bibi Ruqayya had 4 sons and 1 daughter. Hazrat Muslim had taken 2 of his sons with him to Kufa while he left the other 3 children with Imam Hussein back in Mecca. Hazrat Muslim arrived in Kufa and was received with very warm welcomes by the people of Kufa. At the time of his arrival, more than 18,000 people appeared before him and pledged their allegiance to Imam Hussein as their Imam. When Yazid heard the news that more than 18,000 people greeted Hazrat Muslim in Kufa and were saying that our hearts are with Imam Hussein and we are ready to be with Imam Hussein, he sent a very evil man as a governor of Kufa named Ibn Ziyad. First, he announced that whoever helps Hazrat Muslim or gives oath to Imam Hussein alayhi salam will be beheaded. And because of that, everyone left Hazrat Muslim alone. When Hazrat Muslim came to Kufa, he stayed with one of Imam Hussein's lovers, Hazrat Mukhtar. When Hazrat Muslim learned of the arrival of Ibn Ziyad and the strict orders that he issued, he left Mukhtar's house and took shelter with Hani ibn Urwa. But later, Hazrat Hani was arrested and beheaded by Ibn Ziyad for helping Imam Hussein's messenger. And many true followers of Ahlul Bayt, like Hazrat Mukhtar and Hazrat Ibrahim, son of Malik al-Ashtar, were arrested and imprisoned. There were many loyal Shias in Kufa, like Hani ibn Arwa, Hazrat Sharik, and Muslim ibn Asaja. Many Shias were captured and beaten by Ibn Ziyad and his men. They were tortured and locked up. This was a way to stop them from reaching Karbala and joining Imam Hussein's army. Ibn Ziyad spread the rumor that Yazid had dispatched a large army to quell the rebellion, and when the army would arrive, no one will be spared the severe punishment. There was a chaos in the city. Everyone left and locked their doors. Hazrat Muslim was left watching the sudden events turn. He found himself all alone. He lost his sons as well. Thirsty and worried, Muslim was aimlessly wandering the streets of Kufa in the dark of the night. A woman named Toha gave some water and asylum for the night. She loved and venerated Imam Ali alayhi salam and his family. Unfortunately, the old woman's wretched son Bilal was a greedy man. He betrayed Hazrat Muslim for monetary gain. Hazrat Muslim spent the whole night praying. The next morning, 300 men surrounded the house of Toha to arrest him. Hazrat Muslim killed a major portion of Ibn Ziyad's army, and hours passed as they were unable to capture him. But then the soldiers were sent to the rooftops of adjoined houses and were asked to throw burning torches at him. After a very long struggle, they arrested Hazrat Muslim. At that moment, all he wanted was to inform Mullah Hussein not to come to Kufa because these people betrayed us. He was thirsty and severely injured when Ibn Ziyad ordered his men to take him to the rooftop of Dar al-Amara, and from there they severed his head from his body and threw his body from the top of the building. In that moment of Shahadat, Hazrat Muslim was all alone. But you know who was there, crying and mourning for him? Bibi Fatima Zahra alayhi salam. Bibi Fatima Zahra. Inna ilahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
Jazakallah. Now I would like to request Shanzi Ard and Lajah Zara to recite the Nahl.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Makke mein Kaaba meri jabi ka hai dil ka Kaaba. Karbala mein Makke mein Kaaba meri jabi ka hai dil ka Kaaba. Karbala mein aabe Zamzam ke peene walo, aabe Zamzam ke peene walo. कोई है प्यासा करबला में मक्के में काबा मेरी जबी का है दिल का काबा करबला में क्यों है बकिया में ये उदासी रोजा मोहम्मद का क्यों है खाली क्यों है बकिया में ये उदासी रोजा मोहम्मद का क्यों है खाली बेटे को रोने बाबा को लेकर बेटे को रोने बाबा को लेकर आई है ज़हरा करबला में मक्के में काबा मेरी जबी का है दिल का काबा करबला में बच्चों को माए झूला झूला कर बतला रही है लोरी सुनाकर बच्चों को माए झूला झूला कर बतला रही है लोरी सुनाकर 10वीं मुहर्रम को जल गया था 10वीं मुहर्रम को जल गया था नन्ना सा झूला करबला में मक्के में काबा मेरी जबी का है दिल का काबा करबला में
MashaAllah. We have another beautiful voice with us that will recite the Nahl. Umail Mirza.
हो गई खत्म जफा असगर बेशीर के साथ हो गई खत्म जफा खुद सितम रोया है मिल मिल के गले तीर के साथ हो गई जफा दौड़ते जाते हैं शे अकबर दिलगीर के साथ दौड़ते जाते हैं शे अकबर दिलगीर के साथ जोर चलता नहीं तदबीर का तकदीर के साथ हो गई खत्म जफा साथ छोड़ा नहीं ज़ैनब ने कभी भाई का साथ छोड़ा नहीं ज़ैनब ने कभी भाई का सर भरे ना फेरी दर दर सर शबीर के साथ हो गई खत्म जवान असगर बेशीर के साथ हो गई खत्म जवान